Hello everyone, welcome you all to the series of Shiva Mahapurana, the Ancient Wisdom series. Thank you for coming, joining this auspicious occasion since we are left with the last 3 days of the Shravan Masa. So this is very auspicious to listen to Shiva stories. Those who follow the Amanta calendar, for them, actually Shravan Mas will begin after 3 days. Those who follow Purnimanta calendar, for them it is going to end on 9th of August. And the Purnima will be there. That is a big Purnima where the sacred thread changing ceremony for all the Gayatri Dikshit Pandits and everyone who has taken the Gayatri Diksha has done the Upanayana. The threads changing ceremony will be there. So this is the best time that when the moon, which is going to be aligning, going to be in alignment with the sun in such a way that the entire light of sun is going to fall on the moon. That means your mind is totally there on the divine. Sun is like the Atma or Shiva, and moon is like Manakara, mind. When there is Purnima, the mind is reflecting all light of sun. That means all light of divine is shining on you. That means the bhakti is there, which is like a dominant pull towards the divine. That's why the Purnima is very auspicious. You know what happens in Amavasya? The moon and sun, they just come together and the moon disappears. So what does it signify? It signifies the dissolution of mind in the consciousness, in the Atma. So those who are the Shaiva Bhakta, those who follow the Shaiva traditions, they, for them, and also for the Shakta tradition, those who worship Mother Divine, Dhyana or meditation and Japa is the basic form of worship. The main form of worship for the Shaiva tradition is Dhyan and Japa. Okay. Because that leads to the dissolution of mind. Whereas for the Vaishnava traditions, Bhakti is the main form of worship towards divine. Bhakti traditions are more common in Vaishnava tradition because for them Purnima is auspicious. And that's why when the moon is totally aligned towards the sun, that means your mind is aligned towards divine, flowing only towards divine. At that moment, it reflects all the qualities of divine. And that is the 16th color. That's why Krishna, who is the Chandra avatar, is called Sola Kala Sampurna. He is having, reflection of all the qualities of divine. So in the Vaishnava tradition, since bhakti is the main form of worship, Purnima is important. Whereas for all Shaiva tradition, Amavasya is important because for them, dissolution of mind in the Atma, this is the main step. So with that, we'll start with today's session, first part of Shiva Mahapurana, Vidyeshwara Samhita. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Om. 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 Shri Guru Bhyo Namah. Hari Om. गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती। धीनामवित्रियवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ शिवाय। ॐ नमः 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 शिवाय। ॐ शिवाय। So, how do Shiva Mahapurana starts? Any Puran, if you study, the basic content of all Quran starts with a conversation. Quran is always a conversation. So some saint is answering the question of a devotee, and this has been a tradition of our Vedic wisdom that you should not give the knowledge unless until it is asked. Knowledge is only given when someone asks, and that is why questioning is an essential part of our tradition. Usually, people think that all the other faiths they teach that you should not question the book, you should not question this faith, you should not question our God. But in the Vedic tradition, it is totally opposite. They start with the question only. Even Bhagavad Gita starts with a question. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvat Sanjaya. That, O Sanjay, what in the divine Kurukshetra, what is being done by the Kauravas and Pandavas? So the question when it was asked, from that point, even the Gita stands. And this has been our tradition. So blind faith is always discouraged by the Vedic tradition. All the rishis were equivalent to the scientific researchers who have found the truth, who have experienced the truth, but they never closed the spirit of inquiry. And this is the first foundational pillar of the Vedic tradition that you should always question. But the question should be that question for which you need an answer. We can question, but just to prove our intelligence. We usually question just to, start a conversation or just to prove our point, okay, or just to be logically correct. But, you know, the real question, when it is asked from the spirit of inquiry that you want to know, only in that state you get the true knowledge. So, Shiva Mahapuran starts with a question that who is Shiva? Like, if you will study, it starts with the story of Chanchula, that she was uh, a pious lady, okay, who was married with a person who was very nasty. He did all the nasty things throughout his life. And towards the end, when that person ended his life, he was totally like he was then punished by the Yamaduts in the hell, in the fire of hell. He was punished because he did all the nasty things throughout his life. Whereas, oh, we are left with 10 minutes. Okay, we'll rejoin. If this meeting ends, we'll rejoin the session. Okay. So now what happened? Her wife, when she left the soul, she entered into the heavens and she went to Shiva Loka because she was the worshipper of Shiva. So when her wife was there in the Shiva Loka, she asked Devi Uma that, "Oh Mahadevi, where is my husband right now? I'm worried about him. He didn't came with me into Shiva Loka because he didn't did any kind of tapas, didn't do any kind of Shiva Bhakti. I want to see his condition." Then Devi Parvati showed that you can see that he has experienced a lot of fire of hell because he created a lot of karmas and now he is into the Pishachi Yoni and he is the Narapishach who is there and he's doing all like he's getting the punishment for all the things he did throughout his life. Then she requested that I want to know that one thing if I can do for him to make him free from this Pishach Yoni. So she said that, see, directly he cannot be freed, but only one thing can free him. If you go and recite the Shiva Mahapurana near him, and by listening to this stotra of Shiva, when he will get the devotion towards Shiva, all his sins will disappear and he will also be eligible for the higher look. So she did the same. She went to the earth and uh, and where her husband was present as Narapishati, she recited the entire Shiva Mahapurana. And with the effect of the devotion towards Shiva, her husband became free of all the sins and he also attained the higher level. So, with that thing, it starts. And then the essence of Shiva Mahapurana was asked that, oh sages, what is the main Shiva Mahapurana? Then Shaunakji replies that Shaunak Rishi is the main speaker of most of the Puranas. So Shaunak Rishi replies that, see, Shiva Mahapuran was initially recited by Shiva himself. And when Shiva gave it first to Nandi, it had 1 crore shlokas. Since this much knowledge was impossible for anyone to digest in one lifetime, even in 100,000 lifetimes, 1 crore shlokas are very difficult to remember. Maharishi Vyas, who had the knowledge of the entire Purana, he compressed this into a very short thing and he created a capsulated form of this text. And this capsulated form, one second. Hello. So, so we have heard that it was initially of 1 crore shlokas. 1 crore means 100. Exactly in SI units, it's 10,100,000 shlokas. So now it was again capsulated into 24,000 shlokas by Rishi Vyas. Okay, since, sorry, 10 million. Yeah. Thank you for thank you for sharing this. 10 million shlokas were there initially when it was given by Shiva, and then it was capsulated into a small book of 24,000 shlokas by Maharishi Vyas. And this was the actual size of Shiva Mahapuran which we have received. The original Shiva Mahapuran is only in the mind of Maharishi Vyas and Nandi Maharaj. No one else knows all 1 crore shlokas. Okay. So we have the 24,000 important shlokas which are divided into 7 chapters. And surprisingly, we have 7 levels of consciousness. We have 7 levels of chakras, Mooladhara to Sahasrara. So each chapter is linked with one chakra. So if you recite the entire Shiva Mahapuran from first shloka till the end, it is like going higher into the Kundalini. So at the end, you reach the Sahasrara chakra. Shiva Mahapuran is like the king of all Puranas because it is, you know, exactly the text which portrays the exact picture of that loka. Everything which is written in it is actually happening. That is why it is more important. Okay. It for any loka you pick in the Treta Yuga or any yuga you pick, sorry, Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga or Kali Yuga, everything which is written in that Quran is exactly happening as it is. Okay. That is why it is like the highest of all the Puranas which one can. So we know two things that it is exactly having 7 chapters, which are like the 7 chakras. So each chapter is balancing one chakra, and each chapter is balancing one chakra as well as all the 7 important grahas. When you take the name of Shiva, the two nodes, Rahu and Ketu, are already balanced because Rahu is coming into the as a Kal of Guru in the Ishan Dig. Ishan Rudra has the power to block the Rahu. And when you chant the mantra of Shiva, Rahu disappears at that moment. So the best time of chanting the Shiva mantra is during Rahu time. If you want Rahu to disappear from your life, chant the Shiva mantra. And that creates the new, dimensions of knowledge and new dimensions of spirituality. So coming on to the first chapter, Vidyeshwar Samhita. In this chapter, a set of rules are given that if you are listening or if you are reading this Purana, there are a set of rules. For all the other Puranas, they don't have much strict rules, but for Shiva Purana, there is a strict rule. One who is reciting it verse by verse for them. Because this Purana is like the flow of Kundalini. And that's why if you don't follow the rules which are given in that text, so you will not experience the actual flow of energy. And that's why only for Shiva Purana there are strict rules. So now we come to the point that exactly from where the Purana starts. So it starts from the Vidyeshwar Samhita, the Samhita, the first part, which is like the starting point where we are getting to know about Shiva. So it takes us beyond the time when there was nothing, there was only darkness, and that darkness was having only one spot of light, you can say, which is the Paramatman himself. And that Okay, we'll rejoin this meeting and